So in this video, we're looking at some of the best cases for the new iPhone SE, 3rd generation, but this is also gonna fit 2nd generation, iPhone 7 and iPhone 8 as well. There'll be links in the description of the video for all the cases in this video, but let's go ahead and get started. First one up is one of my favorites. This is the Color Brick case by Cyril, and it comes in 3 different colors. You got navy, black, and what I think is the best color shown here in the video is gray. As you can see, sort of a frosted back, hard plastic material. And then around the edges is like a soft touch TPU material. I feel like they could make it a little bit more grippy on the sides. Overall though, not too bad. Once you get the buttons lined up, it sort of just snaps right into place. And there on the back, you can still see the Apple logo. Perfect cutouts for the rear-facing camera and flash as well. Power and volume buttons work really good on this one. Buttons on here are super easy to use, nice and clicky as well. I would consider this one minimal protection there on the front screen. You can see the volume buttons match the power button. Pretty easy to get to the silent switch as well. Separate cutouts for the speakers, oversized cutout for the charging port. So design wise, out of all these cases, this one's probably gonna be my favorite. The only area I think that could improve is maybe making it a little more grippy there on the edges. Overall though, this is really nice, slim, lightweight case. One you should definitely check out by Cyril. And this one's also gonna work with wireless charging. Now let's say you don't want to cover up your new iPhone, then you're definitely going to want to check out the Presidio clear case by Spec. As you can see, this one's actually really rigid. You can't even really bend it. You can see just how thick this one is there on the back around the camera and flash. A little bit better screen protection on this one as well. Power and volume buttons work really good on this one. If I had to criticize this one, the buttons could be a little bit more clicky, but they do seem to work pretty much every time. And they stick out plenty, so they're easy to locate as well. Then it looks like there on the bottom, oversized cutouts for the speakers and charging port. Sort of like the Cyril case, this one's kind of rounded around the edges, definitely pretty comfortable to hold. And then just like the Cyril case, they could make this one a little bit more grippy around the edges. Overall, just a nice affordable clear case by Spec. Probably one of the thinnest cases out of all these is going to be the Thin Fit case by Spigen. You can get this one in satin silver, rose gold, champagne, and the one shown here is black. They actually leave the power, volume buttons, and the silent switch all exposed, so it's going to be really easy to use on this one. It's also exposed there on the top and bottom, so like I said, you can't really get much thinner than this case. Nice cutout there on the back for the camera and flash as well. As you can see, pretty minimal branding there on the back. This whole case is sort of made out of a hard plastic shell. As far as screen protection goes, this one's probably gonna be the least amount of screen protection. I mean, you can just barely tell that it's there. So if you want the thinnest or most lightweight case out of all these, definitely gonna wanna go with this one. Next one up is another one by Spec. This is the Candy Shell grip case. It comes in several colors. The one here is called Pebble Gray or Slate Gray. This one definitely has the most grip out of all these cases. It's also got these little rubber ridges here, which is part of the design here on the back that wraps around the sides as well. You can see the power and volume buttons are covered by that almost silicone material there on the sides. Power and volume buttons, really nice and clicky. You can see this one's pretty thick there on the back. Nice oversized cutout for the camera and flash. Super easy to get to the silent switch on this one. You can see this case is made to fit more than just this iPhone by the cutout there on the bottom, but it seems to work pretty good for this phone, and you get a nice oversized cutout for the charging port as well. This one also has that rubberized silicone material there around the edges of the screen. So really nice protection with this one. And like I said earlier, this one definitely has the best grip out of all the cases in this video. Good thing is this one works with wireless charging as well. Next one up is just a liquid silicone case by Oxul. The one I'm showing you here is orange. This one comes in just about every color you could imagine. It's got a really soft material here on the inside, sort of a soft touch material on the outside, a little bit more flexible. You can see the buttons are covered by that silicone or TPU material, but they're actually super clicky, really easy to use on this one. Pretty easy to get to the silent switch as well. Nice cutout for the camera and flash on the back. And this one even has decent screen protection as well. Oversized cutout for the charging port. And then it's just got holes there for the speakers on the bottom. I mean, if you're wanting a case that has bright color options, you definitely want to check this one out by Oxul. Now, if you're looking for a heavy duty case, you can't really go wrong with OtterBox. The one I'm showing you here is the Defender series. You can get this one in black, or the color here is called Big Sur, which as you can see is sort of a darker teal color. Silicone case here on the back, and then a hard plastic shell that the phone snaps into. Now this one does have a built-in screen protector, but if you wanted, you could heat this up a little bit and then just pop it out of the plastic frame around the edges. I will mention this one is a little bit harder to get out of the case, so you definitely want to make sure the screen is nice and clean before putting it inside of this one. But yeah, once it's inside, this thing's sort of like a tank. It also has a flap down there to cover up the charging port as well. There's also a flap that covers up the silent switch. Overall, really nice grip on this one with that silicone material on the back, and the buttons work pretty good on this as well. Buttons on this one are pretty clicky as well. You do have to use a little bit of extra force to use these. Overall though, pretty nice job here by OtterBox. And with the built-in screen protector, you don't have to worry about getting the screen all scratched up. And then even though the Touch ID is covered up, works pretty good on here as well. So if you want a case that's sort of built like a tank, feels like you could almost drive over this, then you'll definitely want to check out the Defender series by OtterBox. Next case up is by Tinlin. This one actually has a pretty cool wood grain design on the back. The whole case is a TPU silicone hybrid style case. It actually has like a wood veneer there on the back. You can get this one in red sandal, black rose, and the one I've got here is wood and leather. Now the other two versions don't have these lines going across the back, but I don't know, I kind of like those. Adds just a little bit of extra grip there on the sides. You can see the power and volume buttons are covered by the black TPU material, and they're easy to locate. They stick out plenty there on the sides. Good thing is they're nice and clicky on here. Pretty good size cutout for the speaker on the bottom, and oversized cutout for the charging port as well. Overall, I really like the design on this one. It doesn't have a lot of screen protection. I mean, if you're looking for a wood design on the back, plus it's really thin, lightweight, and the buttons work really good on this one. Just a really nice case here by Tinlin. Last one up is the Symmetry series by OtterBox. The one shown here is black, but it actually comes in several colors. There's even a clear version. Really nice matte plastic shell here on the back. And then it's super grippy there on the inside and around the edges, which is their silicone material. Nice and simple design here on the back. Power and volume buttons are really easy to use on this one. Pretty good screen protection, and then because it's got that black silicone going around the edges, this one has a really nice grip on it. I mean, if you're wanting a rugged case but you don't want a built-in screen protector, you should definitely check this one out. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.